All right, hey y'all. So I'm gonna tell you how the story time about I got stranded. I know you see my motherfucking title, girl. It went the fuck down. Like it went down, Monica Lewinsky style. So we gonna start from the beginning, and that's on period. All right, so I was on the app or whatever, and I look in the camera. So I was texting this guy or whatnot, and we was texting for like a long time. So we was texting. He was telling me that he was from New York and that all this other stuff, and that how he was like a businessman. He worked for a big corporation, all this other shit. I'm like, okay, cool, boom, 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 period. So he's telling me all this, and like later on, we exchanged numbers. So we texting on iMessage, mind you. He's texting me every fucking day on the motherfucking dot, like literally every day. So as she was texting on iMessage, she was telling me more so about his life, about how something happened to his girlfriend, and how he used to be a cheater, but he's not a cheater no more, and he's trying to be loyal. He's trying to do all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, period. Not even buying it. So one day I had like a little fight overnight, and I needed somebody to come pick me up. So I texted him like, can you come pick me up? Mind you, he lives so far in New York, but at the time I didn't know that. Like I thought he lived like, right there. So he comes and picks me up, mind you. His cousin's in a car and he's in a car. I'm like, okay. So when I get in a car, it's already fucking red ass flags. Like you could tell that he's driving his cousin's car. Bum ass nigga, number one. Aren't you supposed to be a big corporation, nigga? Why the fuck are you driving your cousin's car, babe? So, long story short, the drive to New York was mad fucking long. Oh my god, like it was so long. He lived, mind you, he lived deep in New York. Like, and I live like right there to New York. He lived deep in New York, like really deep. So we drive into New York and we get to his barrel, and I'm just like, oh my god, like wow, I couldn't. But before we got to his house one night, he went to his house and took the fucking trash out. This is how I know he was a bum ass nigga. Like, who takes the trash out of their own house? Period. Not saying don't take the trash out, but like, girl, you couldn't wait. It was like he was pressured to take the trash out. You know what I mean? So before we get to his house, we go to the corner store one night, and he was like, or the deli, and he bought mad drinks and mad hookah, like as if I was going to drink with him. And they asked me, "Do you drink?" I said, "I do not drink or smoke. No." So, long story short, we get back to his house and we go inside his house. Mind you, his cousin went with him. So this nigga lived in the basement. Like, he made it seem like he was a big ass corporate ass nigga, not the fuck with, made like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, which he didn't. No shade. So we get in his room and it's literally like a fucking white box, like no shade. So we in his room, right? And his cousin sitting there smoking hookah, vibing. I'm on Netflix, cause yeah. So he FaceTimed some random ass nigga, and they tried, like, he turned like the camera to me, and it was like, oh, they were saying some shit, but I didn't know what the fuck they were saying because they were speaking in like a different language. So they were saying some shit, and I was just like, okay, but I knew it was about me though. So he hangs up the phone one night and he finished smoking his hookah and he leaves the room. So I'm like, okay, boom. So I'm still sitting on the bed watching the motherfucking Netflix. So tell me why this big ass motherfucking man comes in, but he was mad fine, no shade. He comes in the room and he's smiling at me, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck is happening? So he's smiling at me and he's like, what's your name? I tell him my name when and he's like, oh, I like you. You don't even know me. Like, what are you talking about? You like me? You don't even fucking know me. So he's saying he liked me when not. Girl, when I tell you, he was doing a lot of shit that I'm not going to say on camera due to my age. Yeah. He was doing a lot of fucking shit. I was just like, whoa. Like, he was doing girl, he was doing 10 much. Like, really, he was doing 10 much. So, long story short, he leaves and says he's coming back. And I'm like, okay, period. But why would I care if you coming back? Like, I don't, what? Why the fuck are you informing me that? Why the fuck are you telling me that? So, me and the guy that I originally talked to that brought me to New York, we in his bed or whatnot, but we not doing anything. We just in his bed. But as time went on, he started, licking and doing a lot of shit. But mind you, bitch, he didn't know the motherfucking tea. So he started doing a lot of stuff. Mind you, he had a credit card. It was a credit card on his motherfucking table in his room. I should have fucking took that shit. But we doing all this and whatnot. So then eventually he leaves the room and goes upstairs. So now I'm searching for fucking money and doing all this other shit. I'm searching. So he finally comes back downstairs and say he has to go to the store. So I already knew some fuck shit was about to happen, but girl, I just went along with it. So he's like, "You about to go to the store?" I'm like, "Why you can't go by yourself? Like, don't you usually go by yourself to the store? Fuck out of here." But he was like, "I have to go to the store." I'm like, okay, are we walking or are you driving? He was like, "We're gonna walk." But then he told me to get my jacket. So I knew some shit was up. So he told me to get my jacket and he gets the keys. I'm like, "I thought we were walking." He was like, "No, it's too cold to walk." So then he gets the keys, hops in the car, and he drives. So we're driving, and he drives to a deli. The deli was closed, so he drives to 7-Eleven. So he drives there, and we go in the store, and I'm picking up. He said, "Pick a drink or whatnot." I'm like, "Okay, boom." So I'm picking up my motherfucking drink or whatnot, and as I'm picking up my drink, he says he forgot his wallet in the car. Girl, when I tell you, I never seen that man again, bitch. When I tell you, bitch, after he said he left his wallet in the car, bitch, I never seen him again. I promise you, babe. I never seen him again, mind you. He knew how far I lived. Like, this nigga lived in the back of motherfucking New York. He knew how far I lived. He knew how far it was. He knew that I had nowhere to go. And he knew that I had no money on me. And I had no phone, nothing. He knew that. But he still did what he did. So at this point, I'm stranded in the back of motherfucking New York. So, bitch, my survival skills kicked the fuck in. So, bitch, I'm walking around New York in a motherfucking bonnet and a motherfucking coat. Mind you, good thing I gotta grab my motherfucking coat, bitch. My thick fucking coat, so I wouldn't be fucking cold, period. Bitch, I got slippers on and motherfucking sweats on, bitch, looking like a fucking bum. So, I'm in New York, so bitch, when I tell you, girl, I walked his barrel. I'm not gonna say which barrel because I don't want I want this, like, yada, period. But, girl, when I tell you, I walked his whole fucking barrel, and if you would know, his barrel is so fucking big. Like, I walked that shit, like, girl, I literally walked so far. Like, bitch, and I was walking so much, and then come to fucking find out, bitch, I didn't even touch the next barrel over. Bitch, I thought I was in a whole different barrel. Bitch, I was still in the motherfucking same barrel. Bitch, so right, I take the train. I literally walked. Like, I literally walked. I asked one person for directions, but bitch, I walked to that motherfucking train station. But bitch, I was having a meltdown the whole fucking time, girl. I was having anxiety. I was crying. It was so much going on right now. Right there. So, bitch, I'm crying. I'm having a motherfucking meltdown, girl, and it's just, like, not giving. So, at this point, I find a motherfucking train, but I see this lady. I asked her, "Is this train going to Brooklyn?" Ah! Is this train going? Is this train going somewhere? And she was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, boom." So but as we get on the subway, she's getting money. Bitch, mind you, I don't got no motherfucking money. So, bitch, I'm like, oh shit. So, bitch, mind you, the train hasn't come yet. So, bitch, I walk back down the stairs and, bitch, I'm crying again. Like, bitch, I'm just crying. Like, bitch, I'm having a fucking mental meltdown. So, bitch, I'm crying and I'm walking. I'm like, fucking, bitch, I'm getting on a motherfucking train if it's the last thing I motherfucking do. So, bitch, I walk back up the motherfucking stairs. People are staring at me. People looking at me. I don't give a fuck. Bitch, I hop on that motherfucking train, bitch. And, girl, I hopped on that train. But now the conductor, she was like, she was so fucking nice. No shade. Shout out to her. I don't know her name, but she was so nice to me. She wasn't loud. She wasn't doing the most. She was just so nice to me. I was like, "I don't have no money and I need to get somewhere. So can you please let me get the train ride?" And she was like, "Sure, period." I was like, "Oh my God, thank you." So the thing was like $14. I didn't have a fucking penny to my fucking name. So she let me get on the bus. She let me get on the train, and I hopped back off the train. So I had got off the train at the stop, girl. When I tell you I was so fucking tired of walking, when I got on that motherfucking train, I fell asleep. But bitch, I was like woke but sleep at the same time. Girl, when I tell you that train ride was such, like, girl, it gave me such a break. Okay, so this is when we get into we was in like the good train stations. This is where it gets to this is where it get fucking ghetto, like ghetto. So, bitch, I'm in the motherfucking subways, bitch. And girl, I never been in subway, so bitch, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's literally a fucking maze in these bitches. So, I'm having a mental meltdown. Cause I hopped off one train, then hopped on the second, I think it was the 2 train. I hopped on the 2 train. Bitch, I don't know where to go. So, bitch, I'm like, bitch, first of all, I hopped off the train. I was looking for an exit. Bitch, I couldn't find no fucking exit. Bitch, I'm like, yo. Because bitch, yo, I think these was transfer subways. Girl, I could not find a fucking, like, exit to go out in the real world. I thought I was trapped. Like, I literally thought I was trapped. So I take another train, and we get into Times Square. So, bitch, I take that train. I go to the subway station. Bitch, I cannot get the fuck out. Like, bitch, when I tell you, girl, I literally could not find my way out of the subway station. It was crazy. So, I finally found my way out of the subway station. Girl, when I tell you, when I found my way out of the subway station, I thought, like, I was going to happen, because it was just like, oh my God. It was just like, I was like, girl, like, I'm finally out. And to this motherfucking day, I'm still scared of motherfucking subway station. I don't give a fuck what you say. Girl, when I tell you, I almost had a panic attack. Like, for real. Mind you, I was jumping shit and, like, jumping, different things to get on these trains. So, bitch, I wasn't paying for anything. So, bitch, I had to find my motherfucking way. So, I get in Times Square, and, bitch, when I tell you, this is where the real shit motherfucking begins. Bitch, this is a nose ring. I mean, a earring, but I'm using it as a nose ring. So when I tell you, bitch, I walked fucking Times Square. Bitch, I walked that shit up and motherfucking down, asking people if they have a phone. Do you have a phone? But they thinking we trying to jack them or trying to steal them, like trying to steal their phone, so they're not gonna give you their phone. So I was just like, oh my God. And I knew that. I was like, oh my God. Like, can't y'all see I'm in distress. Please help me. But nobody would help me. So I'm walking. I meet this man. So I meet this man, and he had 2 phones. I'm like, okay, I knew already what time it was, but girl, I didn't give a fuck. I need to call somebody and, like, get home. So, long story short, I actually used his phone, and he was like, here. So we walking. I knew this was like a real big no, but I was desperate, so I had to do what the fuck I had to do. So we was walking and whatnot. We walking through Time motherfucking Square. And I'm trying to get his phone, but his phone got no motherfucking service. So we go into the pharmacy, and we, like, trying to get on the phone, trying to call a cab. Bitch, there's like no fucking service. We're breaking up. She can't even fucking hear me. I'm like, oh my God, because we can't even talk. I don't even know where the fuck. I don't even know the street address of the store that I'm in, so I can't tell her what, like, store. It's I'm talking to the lady, but the lady has a fucking accent. The lady that's in the fucking pharmacy barely can fucking speak English, so I can't understand what the fuck she's saying. And she's, like, trying to write down shit. I don't know what the fuck that shit mean. So it's just, like, so much going on. So, we using his phone, but it's not fucking working. So he tells me to walk somewhere, and we walk into this building, and it was a bus station. Mind you, I told this nigga I don't have no motherfucking money. I don't have money. So we walk into the bus station, and we go down into the bus station where the Peter Pan be at. So we in the motherfucking bus station, and tell me why he asked me to give him fellatio in the bus station where the bummers be at. Like, literally in the bus station. I'm gagging. He asked me to give him fellatio in the bus station. Like, I don't even know you. Why would I even do that? So, girl, I automatically act like I was doing it, and then, like, I was like, no, I can't do it. So then I ran the fuck upstairs, bitch, and left that motherfucking whole thing. So I'm walking. I finally find this motherfucking store, where I can fucking call my fucking mother to tell her to come pick me the fuck up. So I'm asking me if he has a phone. He says yes, I used it. This man was so fucking, I want to cry, because he was so, like, God bless his freaking soul, because he was so genuine, so nice. He's going to get blessed by Jehovah. Like, he's going to get blessed. So I call my mom. She answers. I'm like, Mom, I'm stuck in Times Square. She's like, you lying? I'm like, I'm dead ass. I'm stuck in Times Square. Come get me. So I was trying to tell my mom is the fucking MVP of like the fucking year, because who would do that? So my mom calls a cab, and the cab the cab took forever, actually, because them bitches were getting fucking pizza. This was their first time being in motherfucking New York, and it was getting pizza. Like, bitch, I'm straight to hell. Like, them bitches were getting pizza, babe. I'm stuck. Help me. So they was getting motherfucking pizza, and they was taking pictures, but I already been in New York City right now. Period. I live right there. Period. So this was like nothing new to me. So I was waiting for a fucking long ass time. So I was going back and forth at first to the shop, but then this man gave me a drink, 2 drinks at that, and something to eat. This man gave me drinks and gave me somewhere to sit and somewhere to sleep. Like, this man was literally like shout out to this man. Like, oh my God, he was so nice. Like, literally, he was so nice. So when my ride came, he was like, you need another drink? I was like, no, I'm good, thank you so much. So we I hop in the car. Yeah, on my way to Connecticut, I was, period. But they took so long because it was getting pizza and Zoom orders. I was like, baby, I'm stranded. Like, come and get me. Like, I'm stranded. So after that, we, went home. The ride was so long back home. It wasn't that long, to be honest, but it was kind of long. But oh my God, I slept the whole ride. I was in somebody's car I didn't even know, but my mom knew. But girl, I was tired, so I was trying not to sleep, but girl, I couldn't even help it. I kept falling asleep. So finally, we get home, and that's the story about how I got stranded in New York. I hope you guys never do this. I know it's a lot of people that run away from their homes, and they some get kicked out, some run away. Guys, don't do that. Like, don't do what the fuck I did. Don't fucking do that, because first of all, I was dumb because I didn't bring no money. I didn't even bring my iPod. I didn't bring no phone. I didn't bring nothing. I was just ready to go. Don't do that. If you are going to run away or leave or get stranded or go out with somebody, I'm not telling y'all to do it, but if you do it, make sure that you bring some type of money with you, some type of electronic device with you, something that you can rely on. No shade. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah.